Bonjour classe. Aujourd'hui, on va parler du chapitre 7.2. Dans chapitre 7.2, on va parler de describing and characterizing people. Donc, on va commencer. On a des expressions, et this is at the top of your note sheet. So, what is he like? Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Il est comment? What is she like? Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Elle est comment? What are they like? We have two different ways. Répétez-moi. Ils sont comment? Elles sont comment? Take a moment to think to yourself, do you remember the difference? When do we use elle pluriel and when do we use il pluriel? Remember that we use elle pluriel only when there is a group of all females, so two or more females. We have two different ways, two different scenarios when we use il pluriel. One, a group, so again, two or more, of all males. Or we use il pluriel when there's a mixed group. So two or more, one male, one female, two males, one female, one male, two females, so on and so forth. Remember, from all the way from chapter 1, we could have a group of 99 females and one male, and we use il pluriel because of that one male. It's not fair, it's not right, but that's just the way French works. All right, and then a little bit of a random one. He or she is neither tall nor short. Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Il n'est ni grand ni petit. Elle n'est ni grande ni petite. So again, notice how we're not pronouncing these ending consonants in French. Grand, petit. I don't hear this ND. I don't hear this T. Petit, grand. However, adding this vowel, adding this E at the end, we don't pronounce the E, but we do hear those consonants now. Grande, grande, grand, grande. Petit, petite, petit, petite. All right, and this is going to be really important for us because we're going to start talking more about adjectives and how they agree. So, if you remember from when we were talking about our colors, remember how when we were talking about our colors, most of them agreed with the noun that they described. For example, we said if the noun was masculine singular, memorize the masculine singular form of the adjective. For example, a masculine singular adjective, angine, we have this form memorized, anginoir. If the noun was feminine singular, we needed to add an E to our masculine singular form of the adjective. For example, une calculatrice, it's a feminine noun. I'm only talking about one of them, so it's feminine singular. And we know that if our noun, une calculatrice, is feminine singular, we have to add an E to the to our adjective to make it agree. Crise. Masculine plural, des livres. Livre is masculine, and I'm talking about more than one of them. So, to make our adjective agree, we have to add an S to our adjective. Des livres verts. And then feminine plural, des radios. Radio is a feminine noun, and we're talking about more than one of them. So, we have to add an ES to our adjective. Des radios verts. Now we're going to be talking about how most of our adjectives in French do this as well. Donc, on va commencer. So, this is our normal rule for our adjectives. We memorize the masculine singular form of the adjective. If the adjective is feminine singular, we add an E. If the noun is feminine singular, we add an E. If the noun is masculine plural, we add an S. And if the noun is feminine plural, we add an ES. So all of these adjectives that we're going to be talking about now follow that rule. We have small, tall, old, brunette, blonde, funny, smart, happy, strong, annoying, and mean. Let's start off with petit. So again, we memorize this masculine singular form of the adjective. And remember, we don't pronounce the ending consonant here. This T, I don't want to hear it. Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Petit. Petit. However, adding this vowel at the end makes us pronounce this ending consonant, this T. Petite. Répétez-moi. Petite. D'accord. Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Petit. Petite. Petit. Petite. Excellent. Next, we have grand. Again, don't pronounce these ending consonants. Répétez-moi. Grand. Adding this E makes us pronounce those ending consonants. Répétez-moi. Grande. Grand. Grande. Répétez-moi. Grand. Grande. Grand. Grande. Excellent. Next, we have âgé. Âgé. And remember, normally we don't pronounce our E's in French. I don't hear this E, grand. It does like grande. I don't hear this E, petite. However, adding an accent aigu to our E makes us pronounce that E. Âgé. We pronounce that E at the end. Âgé. So because this E is pronounced, all of these E's are going to be pronounced. Répétez-moi. Âgé. 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 Same pronunciation all the way across the board. Next, we have brunette. Again, we're back to not pronouncing these ending consonants. Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Brun. Prune. Brun. Prune. Again, don't pronounce these ending consonants. Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Blanc. Blonde. Blanc. Blonde. Next, we have fun. Don't pronounce those ending consonants. Répétez-moi. Amusant. Amusante. Amusant. Amusante. Again, don't pronounce these ending consonants. Répétez-moi. Intelligent. Intelligente. Intelligent. Intelligente. Next, we have happy. Content. Content. Répétez-moi. Content. Contente. Content. Contente. Next, we have strong. Répétez-moi. Fort. 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 Next, we have annoying. Répétez-moi. Embêtant. Embêtante. Embêtant. Embêtante. And our last one, we have méchant. Répétez-moi. Méchant. Méchante. Méchant. Méchante. Excellent. Donc, if you need to pause now because you're taking notes, go ahead and do so. We're going to move on, though. So, tournez la page, s'il vous plaît. We have 3 exceptions to these rules of adjective agreement. So, again, this is our normal rule. We memorize the masculine singular form of the adjective. If the noun is feminine singular, we add an E. If the noun is masculine plural, you add an S. And if the noun is feminine plural, you add an ES. That's our normal rule. However, we have 3 different exceptions to that rule. The first exception to this rule we've already seen before. If the adjective ends in an E, do not add another E to make it feminine. For example, we have jeune, mince, timide, pénible, sympathique, and drôle. So let's look at an example of this. Il est jeune. Elle est jeune. Masculine singular form of the adjective already ends in an E, so to make it feminine singular, we don't need to add an extra E. Ils sont jeunes. Elles sont jeunes. Masculine singular, we need to add that S. Masculine plural, we need to add that S. Feminine plural, we only add an S because we can't double that E. Jeune. Our second exception is some adjectives have irregular forms that we just have to memorize. And we have 4 of those. First, we have mignon. Répétez-moi, mignon. Don't want to hear this ending consonant. Mignon, mignonne. So we double the N here. Mignon, mignonne. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Mignon, mignonne. Mignon, mignonne. Next, we have kind. Répétez-moi. Gentil, gentille. Remember that double L in French makes that Y sound. Gentil, gentille. Gentil, gentille. Are you repeating? Répétez-moi. Gentil, gentille. Gentil, gentille. Next, we have fat. Répétez-moi. Gros. Don't want to hear this ending consonant. Gros. Again, double the S. Gros, gros. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Gros, gros. Gros, gros. And our last one to follow this, to be in this exception, is red-haired. We have roux. Don't want to hear this ending consonant. Roux, rousse. Roux, rousse. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Roux, rousse. Roux, rousse. Excellent. So let's look at an example. Il est roux. Elle est rousse. Ils sont roux. Elles sont rousses. All right, and then our third exception. Some of these we've already seen before. Some adjectives never change. They never agree. Never, ever. So I think we've actually seen all of these before. I'm pretty sure we've seen all of these before, actually. Great, snobbish, nice, orange, and brown. We've definitely seen those last 2 before. Répétez-moi s'il vous plaît. Super, snob, sympa, orange, and méchant. And remember, I gave you that little trick. Remember your Cleveland Brown colors. They never, ever, ever, never, ever agree. So let's take a look at an example. Il est snob. He's snobbish. Elle est snob. Don't add anything here. They don't agree. She's snobbish. Ils sont snob. They're snobbish. Elles sont snob. They're snobbish. We're not adding anything to these 5 because they never, ever, ever change. All right, lastly on your note sheet. First we have some examples to show you. So we're going to talk about conjugated être in just a moment. So we have our subject, conjugated être, which is our new irregular verb, and then adjective. And you need to ask yourself, do I need to make agreement? If so, how? So he is annoying. Elle est embêtant. Masculine singular. Already have it memorized. No agreement needed. The girls are young. Les filles sont jeunes. I would normally add, under my normal rules, add an ES. However, jeune already ends in an E, so I just need to add that S. The boys are smart. Les garçons sont intelligents. Masculine plural, add an S. Danielle is happy. Danielle est contente. Normal rules, add an E. Feminine singular. Luke is shy. Luke est timide. Masculine singular, don't need to add anything. We are nice. Nous sommes sympas. Sympa never ever agrees. She's red-haired. Elle est rousse. This is one of our irregular ones that we just have to memorize. The girls are tall. Les filles sont grandes. Regular rules, add an ES. Feminine plural. The boys are short. Les garçons sont petits. Regular rules, add an S. Masculine plural. She is kind. Elle est gentille. This is another one of our irregular ones. All right, so let's talk about être. There used to be this famous philosopher and mathematician, René Descartes. He was French. You may have heard of him before. He's the one that you have to thank for all of your plotting on graphs in math class. That's him. And he once said, Je pense donc je suis. I think, therefore I am. So, and I put this here because je suis is part of our new irregular verb être. So, être, this is a very, very, very important verb, especially for those of you going into French 2. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on in this class. We'll just touch on it. But you will definitely need to have this verb memorized heading into French 2 next year. So again, être means to be. Répétez-moi, s'il vous plaît. Je suis, tu es, ils, elles, on est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils, elles sont. And we've had lots of expressions using this verb already. You just haven't realized it. Up here we have the YouTube lesson, and then over here, blocking myself. Just like I'm blocking it. Come on. We have this song as well. So let's take a couple more notes really quickly. We use être to describe somebody or something using the formula conjugated être plus an adjective. We use être all the time. This is just one way that we use être to describe somebody. So conjugated être plus an adjective. For example, he is smart, il est intelligent. Which, if we go back a slide, is why we say subject, the person doing the action, plus conjugated être, plus an adjective, which you need to ask yourself, do I need to make agreement? If so, how? So again, être means to be. That is all that I have for you today. Au revoir, à bientôt.